am back at the house where he was having an issue with the blending valve. Why don't you use a thermal imaging camera? Now at the time, I had one in the van and just completely forgot about using it. We're going to have a look and see if we can find anything in the floors. Progress is going on here. What I do is just clip a few talon clips together like so. We'll get that in, get that lined up with exactly where it's going to go. And if you're wondering what that beeping noise is, it's the Hoover. It does my head in. Can't even see it. It's down there, there it is. Just hear it beeping like that all day. It's doing my head in. Right, we're back at the barn. It's been probably a week or so since I've been here. I can't remember just what I've shown you, what I haven't, but we've come back here. I've had a few days last week jobbing around and this, that and the other, but progress is going on here. Let me just show you this bathroom while we're here. So that is completely tiled. Terry's just about to do the grouting on it, and then we'll be able to get in and begin second fixing that one. But I'll show you what we're at today. All this is done. Polly's in there cleaning up. Something's going on with the scaffold. That looks safely.
Safety first.
And then in here, this is what we're at today. Turn that down. So the last video, well, one of the last videos was fitting that bath, battening it all out. And as I said in it, they were boxing around it, boarding around it, and that's all going to be completely tiled in. Taps at the back, they're all solid. And we've got the feeds for the taps coming out down here. So what I'm going to do is connect the feeds where this toilet's going, so that if we ever need to get to the feeds to the bath, we can remove the toilet and the fittings will be right at the back. As I've said loads of times before, if people haven't seen it, new to the channel, they'll know. This is the builder's own house. So we knew the crack with the taps at the back. We knew there's issues with it if ever you need to get to a tap or whatever. He knows the tiles have got to come off, boards have got to come off, or will go around the back. So not a problem with that. We'll get the pipe working for the toilet today. We'll get the pipe working for the basin. We can mock it up and then they can get this boarded. Terry can get this tiled and it's another one out of the way. Then we can come back and start fixing it. What we'll do, we've got, so these are main hot and colds coming in. These are the hot and colds that are going around and feeding the shower. These are the hot and colds for the bath, so we'll tee them in, as I said, and then we'll come off these up, out for the basin. We'll get the saw pipe in there for the toilet, and then we'll come off the top of that with a strap boss and come out again where the basin's got to go. And the push button, that can be set in before Terry's tiled it. And then what I'll also do is get some clips on here, clip these pipes, clip them there, and where they're coming in, get them clipped up as well, just to make it neat and nice and tidy and that sort of stuff. But before you go anywhere, I just want to say thank you to everyone that subscribes to the channel, all the new subscribers, all the feedback I get, all the comments. I try to reply to every comment, as long as it's not a dickhead comment, as we all know. Yeah, I try to reply to every comment. So if you haven't subscribed, get subscribed to the channel, drop me a comment below, hit the like button, all that sort of stuff, because it just helps me make more content and it just helps all the YouTube algorithms in the background push the videos, etc, etc. Right, let's get on with this bathroom, let's get it carcassed out, let's get the first fix in and ready for the tiling. Right, here's a little tip for you. We've got this cold coming in here, connected into this pipe here. Obviously it's clipped at the back there, as you can see, but this one stands off a little bit. So what I do is just clip a few talon clips together like so, and just braces off that one pipe that's fixed, and just holds that one solid as well. So just get 4 or 5 talon clips, however many you need, and the talon ones have got the little ears on the side, so you can clip them together like so. So just clip for this one, obviously, just clip 4 together. Make sure you get the wrap over bits all facing the same way, and then just clip it on like so underneath. and then they clip together quite solid like that. They're not going to flap around behind the boxing. That's the hot and cold connected into these hot and cold feeds here. So these two go off to the bath, them two go off to the shower. So we cut into the cold here, feed the cistern, and then come off the hot and cold for the basin, poke out through the boxing where we've got to go, again with the waste pipe as well, and then connect into the feeds that come into this room there. And then that will be the hot and colds and the waste when we get it in, completely carcassed out. We'll push them through, then get this boarded, and as I said before, Terry can then get in and get it tiled. If anyone notices the moisture boards, as I've said, as I keep saying on this barn conversion, it is for the builder who's doing it, it's his own house. So he's happy with them. We double seal the bath in as shown in the previous video. When Terry tiles it, you know, we never have a problem with it, so it's not an issue. That's the pipework in now, feeding the bath. We've connected it up, we've got a boiler fix on, feeding the cistern. Right, what we've got to do now is get the pan into position and put the flush pipe on it. I've trimmed the flush pipe down just to make life a little bit easier. But we've marked on the floor, if you see the back here, that's where the back of the pan is going to sit. So we can push the back of the pan in and sit it to those lines. However, the floor is being tiled. So I spoke to the tiler, we're looking at a 20mm off the top of the board to the bottom of the tile. So we've got the depth of these two tiles together is 20mm. So if we put them into position, put the pan into position, we can then work out exactly where the flush pipe has got to go. So let's shift that onto there, sit it on top of these tiles, and then we know the height of the pan off the floor, what will be the finished floor. We can work from that. So we'll get that in, get that lined up with exactly where it's got to go. Then now we can fit that flush pipe into there and work off the back. What I always do is offer that into position there and then measure it across, and you can see where the bottom of the cone goes into the bottom of the siphon goes into the cistern, and we can level that through and work out exactly where the top of that's got to be. Cut it off, get it into position, and then when that's in we can get the pan out of the way and it will just leave that poking through. And then we just got to put the saw pipe in, get that poking out as well, and then we can move on to the basin. There we go, that's into position now. If you look down the back, just on that corner there, that's lined up, that side's lined up, flush pipe's in. So now we can just offer the saw pipe in. What I'll do is mark the centre where it's come out, which is there to be fair, and then get saw pipe in, elbow poking out, and in the back of the pan, if you can see it, that's right back there. So it's around here, so we'll just poke the 4-inch out and then we can trim it down to suit when it's all got to be pushed into place. So we'll whip this out of position now, get the waste in, and we can also get the strap boss on and the waste up for the basin. That's the toilet waste in, cistern in, pipe working for the toilet, for the cistern. And what I've done now is I've connected the two T's onto there for the hot on the left, cold on the right. And this is the frame that's going for the basin. So we've battened off the legs off the floor, 20mm, well 15mm, and I could just always allow a little bit more just for ease with the plasterboard. I've put that on there so we've got a frame to work to. What I'm going to do now is place the basin on the top and mark out exactly where we need to take the feeds for the hot and cold through. Then we can get them poked in, work out where the waste's got to go, get that out, and we're making some progress. And once them are poked out, we can, well, before obviously they poke out, cut a strap boss into there for the waste, then poke them out, and then Terry can have this bathroom. So in this bathroom we've got this Burlington Victorian sort of style basin going on there, and Burlington taps, which will just match the ones. We've got the head somewhere as well. We've got the match the ones with the bath. So we get this made up, get the waste in, get it into position. So we're going to drill this boss into here, and then the centre line of the basin is around there. So we'll glue the boss into there, then we can elbow 45 it to wherever we need it, and then we can bring the pipes out. What I'm going to do is get the lads to board up to this point here. Once I've got this in, then I can work from above and get the pipes connected and poked out exactly where I need them, just make it a little bit easier. And if you're wondering what that beeping noise is, it's the Hoover. It does my head in. Basically got one of these Bosch industrial Hoovers that I can't even see it. It's down there, there it is. That over there. And there's got a thing inside it that when you're sucking stuff up, it bangs itself and stops it getting clogged, but just hear it beeping like that all day. It's doing my head in. So we've put a board on the back there just so we can get this basin into position and work out what's what. So we've got a chrome trap here, so we'll pop that on the bottom of there in a minute, get that on, mark up on the board where it's got to go, and the same with where the taps are going. We're going to come down in chrome, ball of fix, and then a chrome elbow and straight through the board as well. So we offer them into place, mark the board up, drill the holes, then we can work from behind, poking them out, and then that's that done. Then they can finish boarding it, get it tiled, and all the services are poking out, ready. And again, when the pan goes into here, we can cut an access into there. We can cut a trim a bit more off there. I'll mark it before Terry tiles it so he knows where he needs to tile up to, and then that gives us a little bit of access into the back when we need it. So after working out exactly where the pipe's got to go and the waste's got to go for that basin, I've drilled the holes through, I've altered the pipes down the back there. Don't think you can see them. Ready to get some compression elbows on so that we can come out here in chrome and the waste will be out in chrome. And then, as I said, we can get that finished off boarding, and I think Terry's in here tomorrow morning starting to get the tiling done. Right, so I shot off last night to get a couple of little fittings to get this finished off for the tiler. So I've connected it, poked out the pipework, so we've got hot coal, the chrome waste poking out. So now they can finish boarding this off today, get the tiles on, and I'm not holding anyone up. I just felt Terry, the tiler, just breathing down my neck going, is that bathroom ready yet? Is that bathroom ready? So shot off, got the bits, it's done first thing, you can crack on. I am back at the house where in a previous video, I'll put a link above, previous video where we was having an issue with the blending valve. Now a load of people, and if you did comment, I appreciate it, thanks very much, a load of people commented, why don't you use a thermal imaging camera? Now at the time, I had one in the van and just completely forgot about using it. So I've come back over with the thermal imaging camera that, funny enough, I put a link up to as well. And we're going to have a look and see if we can find anything in the floor. So I've told Dan, who's asked us to leave everything off, so when we get here we can turn the hot tap on. Now we know the basin one is red hot, and the bath one is lukewarm. So I'm hoping, but the trouble is we've got, if you can see there, we have got the boiler underneath the bathroom. And also a lot of people said about getting an access panel below. It turns out I spoke to Dan, and they, at the early doors, the building company sent out a couple of guys to poke a camera up through into the floor, and they couldn't find anything either. So we're gonna have to see how we go. So let me turn the taps on, see what we can find, and see if we can find it with a bit of thermal imaging. Right, so what I'm going to do is turn the hot tap on, because we know this gets red hot, and let's see. Yeah, you can literally see it there. So with this, let's get the dot on it. 60 degrees, that's 60 degrees. So you'd like to think that could possibly show up through the floor. As these pipes drop into the wall. Yeah, there you go. So you can see the pipe there, if you can make it out. But I'm not picking up anything through the tiles, unfortunately. See if we can see the other side through the bedroom wall. No, nothing. I didn't pick anything up coming through the floors. Oh. So I've got a hot spot through there. But that's what we want. We want that. We want it to show up bright yellow. And we're not getting anything at the minute. Apart from my feet. It's either mega insulated so let's run the bath hot and see. The base of the tap, I'm just not getting nothing under there. So it's showing the water coming out at 40 degrees, this tap comes out at 60. Just nothing underneath. So yeah, we're struggling to find it, but it, you know, it's picking up. Obviously the underfloor heating in the rooms, fine. So just with this bathroom, it's just been a bit of a pain really. So he's had people look underneath. We've had the thermal imaging on it now, and we just can't seem to find anything.